Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, transforming the way people think and work so their organizations can thrive. Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Ed Kless, and with me today is Dale Garabedian. Dale founded the Garabedian Group in 2009 after being the managing partner of Abaci and Garabedian CPAs for 28 years. His role has been to develop and grow the firm from its inception through client acquisition and retention. His areas of expertise include tax compliance, assurance services, outsourced CFO and financial planning, wealth management, and business advisory services. Dale also provides year-round business and tax advice, and he shifts the image of the traditional CPA to one that is compassionate, supportive, and attentive. Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, Dale Garabedian.
Thank you, Ed. Good morning.
Well, first off, Dale, why do you do what you do?
I think the bio is a pretty good indication that it is my passion to work with, first of all, clients that need our help. We've discovered over the years that clients don't even know why they need our help sometimes, that they can go down a path that doesn't make sense. But after having long conversations with them, we begin to learn that it's more than, oh, I had to pay a lot in taxes, or I don't understand why my accounts receivable are taking so long to collect. And so it's a matter of spending time with the clients. I will tell you that in spending time with clients, the most productive meetings are when I say the least amount and ask the right questions and get the clients to open up. And it's working with them in that manner that is very satisfying. For me, I believe that for our clients, it's satisfying. And we can both be successful together and both enjoy what we're doing.
And this is part of a special series of podcasts that we're doing with the folks at Culture RX about results-only work environment, also known as ROWE. Tell me, how can an accounting firm be a ROWE?
It's actually a lot easier than you think once you can put down the old way of thinking. Instead of managing hours, what we now have begun to do and have done for the past 10 years is we manage projects. And the project is the key driver. And we have a saying, I don't care if you're sitting in Hawaii on the beach preparing a tax return, as long as it's prepared timely, correctly, and with the client's best interest in mind. So you can be doing it anytime, anywhere, any place. And it works. Of course, you have to have connectivity, which we dealt with a long time ago. The recent pandemic did not stop our work in any way, shape, or form. We've been able to work remotely for a number of years, probably 5 or 6 years before that. And it works well. Just last week, my longest running associate was literally in Hawaii and doing payrolls for clients.
Well, how do you do it without billable hours?
Well, there's a number of things that you can do it. We do track hours only for accountability, but not for billable. We've switched our billing to what we call upfront pricing or fixed price agreements with our clients. And what that takes is a little bit of thought process to sit down and really figure out what it is the client needs, what we can provide, and what the value of that is versus an hourly billing rate. And once you can establish that, have the conversation with your client, then it's pretty simple. So I would say that if you take into consideration the 700 or so income tax returns that we prepare every year, plus our business clients that we work with on an everyday basis, about 90% of our work is based on fixed price agreements or upfront pricing agreements. And then there's always the one-offs and the extra stuff that comes in, and we have to deal with those on an hourly basis.
And let me just take a quick step back and ask you, tell me about your journey to becoming a ROWE. How did that get started?
Read the book Work Sucks, thought that it made a lot of sense. We brought someone from Culture RX out to Fresno, California. They introduced our entire team at the time to the concept. And it was probably around 4:45 in the afternoon when we finished the introduction, and someone said, well, when are we going to start this? And I said, at 5 p.m. today. Let's all go have a drink, and we started at 5 p.m. that day. And to be really frank with you, I believe it was in December. And on that Monday, I decided to go snow skiing and took a business call from the top of the mountain when I was skiing that day.
And that went just fine.
And it went just fine. Didn't tell anybody where I was, but I took the call.
Outstanding. What did you encounter any resistance among the people on your team? Any of the people on your team as you went to the ROWE?
We did not encounter resistance. What we found were that some people are not able to live with the autonomy, that they do need structure. They want an 8 to 5 structure, and they weren't able to live within or live with the ROWE, and it was a real problem. And we kind of made up a word, and we actually said that they deselected themselves from being team members here at the Garabedian Group.
Just didn't work for them personally.
Yeah, I guess we were always working with them to try and make it work for them, but it just didn't work. So
that makes sense. Well, Dale, we have an exit question that we ask all of our guests, and that is, who is a hero of yours and why are they a hero?
Well, we're not going to talk about sports, so I'm going to talk about a business hero of mine, and his name is Rick Solomon. Rick is the leader, along with his partner, Mike Salata, for the Center for Enlightened Business. And while we were in the middle of doing ROWE, we also took on a different way of working with clients in that we spent, the leaders of the firm spent 4 or 5 years going through a program called the Master's Program with the Center for Enlightened Business. And it basically taught us how to work less, make more, and have satisfied clients.
And lastly, Dale, how can somebody contact you?
thegarabediangroup.com. And that's, we have a website. It's a beautiful website. You can take a look at that and it'll work out just well.
All right. Dale Garabedian, founder of the Garabedian Group. Thanks so much for being a guest on the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.
Thank you, Ed.
Please subscribe to this podcast using the podcast player of your choice. And for more on the results-only work environment, visit GoRow.com.